like all the stress just left my body, and I was like, wow. And I was so happy because I was like, I'm here and I'm free. Like you think that, oh, then I need to have another plan, you know? But in the end, I was like, maybe I don't need another plan. Many times the worst case scenario is just what you're already doing, you know? Because fear isn't real, it's something you make up in your mind. So what seems so scary at once suddenly isn't.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the One Way Ticket podcast. My name is Leanne, and in this podcast, I like to talk to people about their story behind their one-way ticket. This podcast is inspired by a quote of Steve Jobs, which says, "You can't connect the dots looking forward, only looking back." So we dive into the important moments, choices, and mindset shifts that led them to take the leap. Together, we connect the dots of their story to inspire you to trust yours. And today, I'm with Rose. Actually, we just met a few weeks ago in headquarters in Lombok, in Kuta, because you're originally from Denmark.
Yes.
You grew up there.
Yeah, I grew up in Denmark, many years in Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
Yeah. I had my life there.
How's life in Copenhagen?
I mean, life is good. I like it. I like Copenhagen. I have many good friends, and the city is alive. But I do miss to have like the ocean, surfing.
Yeah. Always? Like always you had this to the ocean?
Yeah, the ocean always. Not always surfing. Surfing I started later. But the ocean I always had something with the ocean and the mountains as well.
Ocean,
like
mountains.
nature in general. Yeah.
I maybe might be stupid, but I am not sure if Copenhagen is any near the ocean.
Well, actually, we do have ocean.
You do have ocean.
Yeah,
it's cold, I guess.
but it's cold. Yeah. It's not like beaches in the same way. It's more like we have canals and some made up beaches. Yeah.
Okay.
So we do have water, but yeah.
And you were just living there until doing your job.
Yes. So I was working as a lawyer. In one of Denmark's biggest law firm, and then I was having my apartment there, and
just doing all the things that society wants you to do, or are you?
Yeah, I mean, I worked a lot, so I guess that part of it. But then I did also have a really good friend group that I was, especially my last few years in Copenhagen, I got like a really good friend group within the skating community.
Oh, you skate a lot?
Yes, so we did like surf skate, and we did actually many things together. So there are a lot of things to do in Copenhagen, but I definitely worked a lot, yeah.
and then law, and you like 40 hours or even more, or?
Well, depends the week, but more, I would say.
More.
Depends
the week more.
Yeah, definitely more. Yeah, sometimes you work 80, 90 hours per
90?
week. Yeah. Sometimes 60 hours.
No, but wait, 90 in 5 days.
Yeah, we usually work also in the weekends. So, you have more.
Why?
Yeah, but I mean, it's also because it's a really high-ranked law firm, so you have really the clients like pay a lot and big companies, so they just also expect a lot. Yeah, so you spend a lot of time there. Sometimes you had weeks that was less, so it was a little bit.
Well, I think I was just thinking. I think I've never made 90 hours in a week, because also like you do 40 in a normal week.
Yeah, I know.
And you twice, and then 10 hours plus. So I was like calculating where is these hours coming from.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, when do you sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
What?
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. You get a little bit used to it, but I mean, you could not do that every week all the time, So it goes a bit up and down, but it's not like a normal full-time job. But I knew that actually before I started, though. Yeah.
How do you look back on it with all the knowledge you have now, like living life right now, how it is, looking back at those 90-hour weeks?
I think that I can see that I've been quite stressed. So, and I didn't always have time to do things I actually wanted to do. But it was not all bad, you know. I also had good colleagues and even friends within the firm, and you are working with really, how do you say, clever people. I mean, so there was also some of the things that were exciting because you had like really big cases that was usually in the media, and that part of it was nice, but it's such a different life.
Yeah.
And for the life I have now, I prefer it so much more. It's so much more how I am, I think. Like, yeah.
And what was the most exciting thing during your like work career? Do you remember?
What do you mean? Like in terms of cases?
Yeah, in terms of cases, or just what like kept you going for 90 hours, or actually a lot of hours, not always 19 hours.
Yeah. I mean, part of it was like the teamwork actually you had there on the cases, because you got really close with your colleagues, and you also had a lot of social things through your work. So it was kind of like, you know, you kept having deadlines, and it was just like, okay, we do this together. We're like in it, and then it's nice when you see it succeed. Also for the clients, it was interesting that, you know, you are helping them also, you know. So I like that part of it. That kind of keeps you going. And then I guess just also you are in that environment. Yeah. So
you're used to it more.
Yeah.
I would say,
and everybody else is doing it around you.
Yeah. And okay, and how many years have you worked there?
So like as a lawyer, I was there, I think, around 6.5 or 7 years. Yeah.
And at some point you said, I'm done.
Yeah, at some point I just started getting this feeling that I was like, oh, is this really life? Is this how I want my life? I always been super curious and adventurous. I also used all my vacations to travel. So I was like, oh, I need to see more, explore more. So this feeling started to build up, and then at some point I was like, I need to do something about it. I need to listen to it. Yeah. Because
that's interesting. Yeah. Could you tell me more about how this feeling do you know when it started, and how old were you by then?
I just don't remember exactly when it started, but I've probably been around like my late 20s, I would say. And I think it was during actually a few years almost that I was thinking about it, considering I was thinking like, should I take time off work? Because I've been working for quite a while, and at some point
you were thinking about maybe a sabbatical or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I could take some time off work, so I still have my job, but just to go out and have more time to explore and travel in a different way. So that was like little by little, you know?
So it started with a little desire to have more freedom, I guess?
Yeah.
And then also to be close to an ocean that is actually warm and sunny?
Yeah. More freedom and more able to just see different places in your own time. Like not like, oh, I have 2 weeks, you know, and then I need to go. Be closer to nature, ocean, different cultures, different lifestyles. Yeah.
Okay, so then you quit your job because at some point you have decided, I want more freedom.
Yeah, so I actually, first I ended up taking 8 months off, and I solo backpacked Central America.
Yeah.
And during that time, because I remember when I flew to Mexico first, and I remember when I landed there on my first day there, I just felt like all the stress leave my body. Yeah, it was so crazy. I have this feeling so strong. Like all the stress just left my body, and I was like, wow. And I was so happy because I was like, I'm here and I'm free and I can do whatever I want. And I felt like
when you landed in
Mexico? Like the day after, like I slept in a hostel, and the day after I went out in town, I walked around alone, and I just had this feeling like, wow, it was so intense actually.
Yeah, that's crazy because I hear many people that say that like need a few days, weeks even to really be relaxed after all the stress from work and etc.
No, but I think maybe it was because it was such a contrast. Of course, it's also because I used to work so much, and then suddenly you're just there and like, oh, I don't need to check the email all the time. I wake up and I don't need to think about.
What did you do that first day?
I literally just walked around the town. I remember tried different Mexican food, took an ice cream, just like,
crazy.
Yeah. But it was during those 8 months that really got me thinking, like, oh, do I want to go back to the life I had? And in the end, I told myself, okay, go back because you still have your job, and do a little reality check in a way, because 8 months where you're just traveling, of course, it's more chill than when you have a job. Yeah. Then I went back and I was like, no, I can't do this right now. I need to do something else.
What during those 8 months, at what point did you think I want this like forever, or you were trying to figure out how you could live this life forever? Not forever, but not going back.
I mean, it was actually a few months into the trip. I already started thinking a little bit about. But then at the same time, it's also, I still had my job, so...
Because I think, as I understand right, you were planning to go just for 8 months and then go back to your job.
Yes.
That was the whole plan.
Yeah.
And then at some point, you were like, maybe I don't have to go back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
And that was after 4 months, you were trying, or you were thinking about... What made you think, like, did something happen? Did you meet someone?
No, I think it was just the time passing. I met a lot of people living the life in different ways. Digital nomads, people that kind of found another way so they could be more free. Also people, earning less money, but then they loved to be where they were. Yeah. And I think just all those people I met on the way, and then my own feeling of like, oh, I really loved this kind of life. Maybe realize that maybe I should also consider other options. Yeah. But then, of course, a big part of me has also been being a lawyer, and I also like part of that. So I was super splitted. Yeah.
Yeah. So those 8 months have showed you different perspectives of how life could be besides being a lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah, because there are so many people that you don't see in your own environment, maybe at home, but they are out there doing.
Do you remember meeting someone and thought, "Whoa, this is cool. I want to be like you"?
I met a lot. I met a lot of people. Yeah. I feel like I don't know if I have one specific in mind. It was more like the sum of all of the people I met on my way. I feel like that kind of made me be like, okay, there's so many people doing.
I could do it too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and then you went back. Try to be a lawyer again.
Yes, I went back and say, okay, let's see, because maybe it's just a feeling I have because now I'm out in the world and I'm not working also, so everything is nice. So it's like, okay, let's go back. And in the beginning, it was actually the first month or so was kind of nice because it was a little more. I've been moving a lot, so it was more stable again, But then I was like, no, this is being in an office all the time when you've just been used to be so close to the ocean and in the nature. Yeah, it was really hard.
So how long have you been in Copenhagen after those 8 months?
Well, just 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah. Then I decided to quit.
Yeah. So you needed 4 months to decide. Okay, no.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I think I quit it already after. Was it maybe the 2 months, 2.5, and then I had the rest of my time there. Yeah. I guess I needed that time to feel, but it was also because I didn't know what else I wanted to do. Yeah. That was the thing. Many people, like, you think that, oh, then I need to have another plan, know. But in the end, I was like, maybe I don't need another plan. Maybe the plan will come when you break free of what you're doing and go out and see. Yeah.
Wasn't that scary to have no plan at all?
yeah, it was a bit. I guess that was my biggest concern at first before quitting. It's like, oh, when I don't know what else I want. But I also felt that if I stayed in the job I had, maybe I would never figure out what I wanted because I needed to kind of get away from it to be open to see other ways. And yeah, in that way I was like, well, it will figure itself out. Like on the way, I will find my way. And then you always need to think about what is the worst case scenario, because the worst case scenario is, okay, then I go back to be a lawyer. So I can always do that.
Yeah.
But not quitting and not going, I think I would just regret it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good technique you use. Like, what's the worst thing? The worst thing is that I'm going back to normal life.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
I have already.
Yeah. And I actually feel that there are many people maybe that we have like this tendency to think that the worst case scenario is worse than it actually is. That like, oh, I cannot do this because then what if this and this and this? But many times the worst case scenario is just what you're already doing, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, because what you're already doing, that's what you're best in now.
Yeah.
Like, I had also the feeling like, yeah, I can't go any lower because I have all these skills, I have all these things I know. How could I do worse than what I am now, because I'm already where I am now? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it's exactly that. So it's kind of like just try to go for it.
Yeah. How did people react in your company? Because I feel like if you're in law, the rest of your life you're in a law company.
Yeah, and I mean, many people there is what they want to do, you know, like their life. I will say that actually I've been lucky to have a lot of really good people around me, because most people were really supportive.
Yeah.
And I mean, also a bit surprised, maybe. But many of them were saying that they think it was really brave, actually. Yeah.
Right, it is.
Yeah, and many people, that's how you figure out that many people have maybe a lot of fear, which is understandable. Like I also had my fear, but saying like they think it's really brave to do it, but they could never do it, you know? Which I think that everybody can do it if they...
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in people that say I can do it. I'm always so curious why you couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, why?
But it's in the mindset, right?
It's in the mind, right? Yeah.
But of course there are some, I mean, I'm sure that there has been people in the firm thinking whatever. I mean, there's some that maybe would not understand the choice. And also some people put their fear on you.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Have you noticed that they...
Yeah, I had some people that, you know, kind of be like, yeah, but what about this? And this could happen. And did you think about this? Are you not scared? I mean, I understand all the questions, but you know, and they're like, oh, but this is just going to be for a while, and then you will come back, you will see, you know. But it's okay. Those people, I just try to not listen too much.
They try to, what you say, put their fear from them on you.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's time to leave. You booked your one-way ticket, your first one, actually. Yeah. Because I feel I think...
Yeah, the other one was... I mean, I felt the other one was kind of also one-way ticket, but of course I knew that I was going to come back. It was just because I didn't have... I had no plan for 8 months, and I just left with one-way ticket, actually, you know? But I was coming back, So... now it was actually...
How much time was there between, like, the moment you bought it and the moment you left? How much time was there in between?
I think 1 month. Yeah.
For me, it was also like 2 months, and I've been going up and down in my emotions between actually buying it, because buying is already okay, there's no way back. Well, there's a way back, I can just go, but I still already have bought it.
Yeah.
And then actually going.
Yeah.
Was it the same for you? How do you feel?
I think that I maybe had that feeling more the first time, which was kind of like weird, because then that I knew actually I could come back, you know. But I think maybe because I already got to the point where I was like, oh, I've been out there, I know, and I was going back at first to a few places I already been. So
Yeah.
it felt, and I had friends there now,
Yeah.
so I felt already a little bit home there.
So you went to?
So first I went back to Tulum in Mexico.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends through a CrossFit community there.
Mhm.
And yeah, but I was deciding to travel in another way, because the first time I traveled was backpacking.
Mhm.
And now I wanted to live more like on my own, trying to get like a routine and actually be a bit focused about what do I want.
Yeah.
Like how do I find a way so I can keep traveling, because that's also part of it. You need to find a way to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and wait, just for my timeline, how long ago was this that you went to Mexico?
So that was in 2023. I had like
And
so I had my leave with the 8 months in 2022.
yeah,
And then I quit, and then January 23
so that's
I
almost 3 years ago.
yeah.
And where have you been all the time?
So I was in Central America, like almost a little bit everywhere, and then I've been in Spain for quite a lot of time. Now I'm in Indonesia.
Okay, and you
when-
told me that the biggest fear was that you don't have a plan and also not a way of income, right?
Yeah.
How is that going so far?
Well, it's going. But I mean, I still don't have a full plan, I need to say.
Yeah.
But I also accepting that maybe I don't need the full plan.
Yeah.
I'm working on my own thing, so it's going, like you're trying to create things.
Mhm.
But I don't know, like for instance, I don't know the next year, how will it be?
But to me, you come over like more at peace with it, like not having a plan.
Yeah.
I feel like when you leave, it was more scary, and now you're more like chill with it.
Yes, for sure. I think that I learned that along the way, actually. That
Yeah.
to be more relaxed about the thing will come to you when they need to, and you will find your way, and that maybe you don't need to have one way.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do something for a while. Now I was in Spain building camper vans. Doesn't need to be the rest of the life, you
Mhm.
can do that for a while, and then you do something else. I'm creating some journals that I want to sell, then I'm trying that.
Mm-hmm.
So there are like more steps, and I think I just come to peace with that. I don't need to have one thing, and that needs to be
Yeah.
only that.
Can you describe to me how you learned? Like, what did you experience that you're more at ease with just seeing how it goes and don't have a plan?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I think it was good that when I started the whole traveling thing, that it had been COVID and many countries were closed.
Mm-hmm.
So even I was going like in the end of COVID, I couldn't go to the countries I planned, because I used to actually be such a planner. Like I planned everything to such a detail. Yeah, it's crazy. And then I couldn't that, so it kind of forced me to be like, okay, I just go to one country that's open, and I can't plan anything because I don't know the things. So after that, I think I realized that actually I liked it better, because I could go more with my feeling of, oh, I like it here, I stay a bit longer, I meet these people, so, and just little by little, all those things together
Mm-hmm.
kind of taught me that you don't actually need a plan. Sometimes you need to live without a plan to realize you don't really need it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I felt like I met so many people, and that made me do different things, like because I didn't have the plan. Like many people I wouldn't have met
Mm-hmm.
if I had planned, maybe.
Yeah.
And then you let yourself learn from them, and they give you opportunities. I feel like you get more opportunities by being more open.
Yeah.
Or go with the flow.
You tell me that you were a super planned person.
Yeah.
Why was this?
I don't know. I think part of it is also maybe the society that you're living in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's. I feel like it's more common maybe for people to want to have a little bit more control of their life actually.
Yeah.
And you have all these steps that usually society also thinks, oh, you have your job, you have a house, get married, whatever. And because we may be so used to that the life has this plan in a way, you kind of get into that mindset as well.
Yeah, so you say you planned to go to a country, but actually you couldn't because it was closed because of COVID.
Yeah.
Which country was that?
Australia at first I wanted to
Okay.
go, and it kept being closed forever.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, forever.
So you had planned to go there and do maybe a working visa or something?
Yeah, first, I wanted to do that at some point. I wanted to first just travel Australia, New Zealand, and going to more countries, and then, because I wanted to do also South America, actually. And then the idea was when the money goes, I could go to work in Australia.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. But then, I don't know, life showed me another way, so.
Yeah. You said at some point you were going to trust your feelings more instead of planning.
Yeah.
How did it come? Because I feel like from going to plan, it's really with your head,
Yeah.
and then you switch to feeling.
Yeah.
What was right for you, or what was going to be the plan? Isn't that weird? How did you learn that?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, well, part of it was first when you buy the one-way ticket, you finally listen to actually your feeling inside, you know? Yes. So and then when you figure out, okay, this was actually a good idea, or like, you start to maybe trust yourself a little more.
Yeah.
Then I always like to do a lot of self-development and look in, but I felt that while I was traveling, I grow a lot, and I also spend a lot of time being more self-aware, and you meet people also in different environments. So little by little, I was just like, okay, this is, I need to listen more to my feeling and my gut feeling, because actually they are leading the better way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more happier
Yeah,
you are.
exactly. And of course it's not always easy, because I'm also somebody a lot in my mind sometimes, but it's just as long as you're more aware of it, you can work on it, you know, to try and listen more.
And what tells your body to do right now, like in this period of your in this moment of your life?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if I actually figured that out for complete yet. It definitely tells me to still be out in the world. And I don't know yet, actually, exactly which direction it's gonna go.
Yeah.
But I do have kind of like, how to say, backup plan. I don't know if it's a backup plan, but I at some point I will go to Australia to do the working holiday visa and work there. But it depends, because maybe there are other opportunities coming before that I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. And you told me you do a lot of self-development during your travels. Why did you do that?
I mean, it's something I've always been really interested in, so it comes naturally in that way.
Yeah.
But then the meeting with people in different kind of environments, like more spiritual people also, and I think it kind of, for me, it's kind of part of the travel. I don't know, like a part of the journey. One thing is all the places you get to see, but another thing is your inner journey. And for me, it's just interesting. And I also think that going out alone in the world, already there you start to grow. Because you have many things that you're doing on your own, and challenges that you have to face on your own, and it's just kind of cool also in a way to see how you get stronger and believe more in yourself. So part of it is like you choose it yourself. Part of it is also just you grow, because all the things that happens to you while you're on the road.
And Could you describe how you have grown, or what's the biggest growth you have made so far during the 3 years that you've been traveling?
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard, right, to put like one thing.
Was it something you're really proud of? Like, oh, like 3 years ago I couldn't do this, or I was afraid or anxious about this, and now it's easy. It doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah,
Something.
I mean, definitely, I feel like I got better at living in the present
Mm-hmm.
and less worried about. I mean, way more going with the flow,
Mm-hmm.
and also now I got so used to, for instance, travel around. Like now it's no big deal in a way, you know, and that's
Yeah.
also kind of nice that it's really comfortable actually, and stressing less when thing goes wrong or when they don't work out. Life has shown me that the things will find a way. So generally being more relaxed about the things. Yes, yeah, more relaxed and
Like
more present.
less stressed as you were in the company.
Yes,
during-
yeah, more stress both from the work part, but also just from the life itself. You know,
Yeah.
about how are the things gonna work out? What are you gonna do? What is the plan? You know, all
Yeah.
that. I learned to be more at peace with that the things will come at the right time.
Yeah. Could you give me an example of like something that didn't go as planned, maybe the past month or week, and you know, oh my gosh, 5 years ago I would be crazy about this. I would be mad or angry or disappointed, and now does it really matter anymore?
Yeah, I don't know if I have one. I mean, I had several times where I, for instance, lost my things, like my money, my passport, my...
You lost your passport?
Can happen, yeah. Or lost a flight, you know. I lost so many things, but they always come back. That's the thing I learned.
Yeah, you
For
have your
some
passport
reason.
back?
Yes, I
Okay,
also got,
good.
yes. And I think just those things, I would have stressed me out so much before in time when I traveled for my vacations, you know. And now I'm like, well, it will be fine. There's always a way.
Yeah.
And I always, like, it doesn't matter. I remember I was in a hostel once where I lost my wallet, my whole bag, actually, my AirPods, like so many things. And everybody in the hostel was super stressed for me because they were like, oh, but you lost it. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, but, you know, it doesn't matter if I worry now because it's not going to come back because I worry or stress about it, you know? So, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
And eventually I found it the day after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for example, 5 years ago when you were in Copenhagen living your life and you lost your bag?
I would definitely have been more stressed about
stressed,
it. Yes. But I think that came also from, I mean, I guess it's just a general thing about needing a little more control maybe back in the time. And then when you let go, you get more relaxed about everything. Because you realize that the stress and the worrying doesn't get you anywhere. I mean, it's not going to change the situation to the better. So
Yeah. It's, for me, it seems a bit easy to say.
yeah.
I know it's hard to get
Yes.
there,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yeah, it is hard. It's not something that just happened
Yeah, right.
overnight. You need to... I mean, I guess it's like a mix of working on yourself and your mindset, and then also living through different experiences that kind of shows you, you know, now I lost enough things, but they always come back, so that also then you get more relaxed about it. Or it kind of works out in some way, you know. I mean, I didn't die, so... but I guess it's something, it takes time to get there. And also it's not always perfect, you know, like we can work a lot on ourselves and all these things, but you can still have days where your mind is really busy and you get, but that's...
And an exciting part you just told me, and I didn't go back into that, but you're going to create journals?
Yes.
Because how does this start? Do you journal a lot yourself?
Yes, so I journal, and I'm also somebody with always had like a very busy mind, I would say, like 1,000 thoughts.
Yeah.
So for that, it helps me to journal. And then I remember I started looking for the right journal for me, at least, and I was like, it doesn't work if it's empty, because I have too much going on, so sometimes I need some guidance. But I didn't actually find exactly what I was looking for, so then I started to create my own. And at first it was more like, maybe I can do this for help myself also. And then I realized, well, maybe it will be others with the same, like, have the same needs.
Yeah.
And that's why now I'm thinking I'm creating them, I want to sell them and then see if it can help other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've been journaling since like forever, or just you started because of traveling, or?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely done it more while traveling. Generally, I mean, I always like to write, but it's something I did more when I started to travel. Also, just writing down thoughts, writing down experiences or like feelings, because sometimes I can feel things really intense, and then I'm like, oh, I want to try to describe this. And with this travel, I started to have more time to that, and I guess that was also the time where it kind of helped me to start, feeling, listening more to feelings, like, because I was also writing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is your journal different than others? Like, what is really helping you to calm your mind?
I mean, so I'm making actually 3 different ones, so it depends a little bit, like, for what do you need it.
Yeah.
But one of them is, for instance, actually a travel journal, but more focused on the growth that you are doing while you're traveling and the people you are meeting. And that is actually come from my own, because I could see my growth, and I would have wished to have something that kind of guided me through, both when you have like many emotions, when you are out alone, you can write it down, but then you can also go back and see, oh, I reacted like this in these situations. And then maybe a month later, you react different.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when you are in the situation, sitting there alone somewhere out, you have like a place to put down, but also the meeting with people. Like there will be space for other people to write also messages, and kind of remind you all the...
Oh, so they write in your...
Yes, exactly.
That's fun.
Yes. Yeah, so that's the idea, because actually I wished I had done that myself, because I met so many awesome people, and I would love to have like a little note from everybody,
Yeah, that's so cute.
Yes. So that's also part of it, because I think the travel is so much more than the destination, it's so much also about the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it is.
Yeah. So I kind of want to put that together in that one also.
Yeah. And the others are just for growth, personal growth?
Yeah, so there's one also for more like finding your purpose, and I was doing that because I also been a little bit lost myself. So that was kind of like my own way also to kind of find my way. Even you can still be a little bit lost, but it's more kind of getting closer to what are your values, what is important for you, and how can I make that happen into my everyday life, so it's not only become a thing like, oh, this is just something I do in my free time, but how can you incorporate it like as part of your life? And sometimes you need the right questions to actually realize what is important. So that one is about finding your purpose.
What's a really interesting question, you think, to get to your purpose?
Now I need to remember. I mean, the first thing I do in it is find your 3 core values. To be really strong on what can I not live without, like what makes me the most happy, at peace. Like find those 3 things, and then get clear on that, because then you will figure out how can those things be part of your life, also your work life, you know. Yeah, but it's always tricky, like getting down to 3 core values is hard because also they can change during your life.
Yeah,
and
of course, always.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't even know what you're, like, the core value, what you want,
Yeah.
doesn't even exist in your mind yet, and then someone's coming along and
Yeah.
says, yeah, this is really important for me, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's true, that's actually super
Yeah.
important for me too.
Yes. Yeah, and sometimes you need to live the life a bit to actually realize, oh, this is actually what I can see is making me the most happy, or the more important than the other thing that I thought was important.
So what are the 3 biggest turning points in your life that brought you here today?
Yeah.
With not 90 hours of work
Yeah.
a week.
I mean, I guess it goes a little bit back to what we had talked about already, maybe.
It could be anything, like we already talked about, don't have to be 3 new ones.
Yeah, because I think the first one was kind of like the feeling living the life at home, and feeling that there was something that was not fulfilled, or I feel like my soul was missing something, you know. So I was like, what's going on? And that was like the first point. And then listening to that, then taking the 8 months off from my work, and actually breaking a little bit free, even I still had a job. And that journey just changed me so much. And then when I was quitting my job, was like the point. And then I will say also, though, that after that quitting my job, I also started to get more into like an entrepreneur mindset, which is something I did not have before. And I never thought about actually being self-employed or anything. But that started when I then quit and I traveled again, and I saw many people doing that.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe that would be the way to have a more free life. Create your own things.
And then my last question is more that I think there's a lot of people with the same feeling you had before traveling, like there's something missing.
Yeah.
What is the advice for you to them that are still like, there's something missing, but I'm too scared to go? Like, what did you do eventually? What kind of mindset shift? What kind of books you read? What kind of things you done to turn this desire into action?
Yeah. Well, I would say the first one is the worst case scenario. I think it's always good to put up, because you will realize it's not actually that bad. It's not worse than what you're already doing.
Did you journal it? Are you going to make a journal for this?
Maybe I should. Maybe it will be in the journal. I didn't finish all of them, so maybe it should actually be in it. Yeah, because I think it's a very important point. Then try to tell yourself, because I also did that. Tell yourself that the fear isn't real, because fear isn't real. It's something you make up in your mind. And
you told yourself like continuously.
Yeah, I actually.
It's not real.
Yes, I actually did that. Sometimes you can trick the mind a bit, you know. Yeah. And by telling it that, you will actually get stronger on not believing in it, because you can also keep feeding the mind about, oh, but the fear is real. That's usually maybe what we do when we don't do the thing. But break free of that is kind of like the first step you need to do, and that's the hardest, of course. But yeah, actually telling yourself it's not real. The worst thing is not that bad. Like, I can go back to live how I'm doing, or trust that there will always be a way. And then sometimes it's also just tell yourself, okay, I need to listen to my gut feeling, and I need to try it without. Sometimes we want all the answers before we try, but the answers usually doesn't come until after. So that was what I was trying to tell myself also, that just try it, do it. If you don't like it, go back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a process. But if it's really a mind shift thing.
Yeah. And it's worth it, I guess.
Yes, for sure. It's really, really worth it. And I think also sometimes overcoming your fears is something that makes you, I mean, you get also proud of yourself for actually doing it. And then little by little, you can do more and more and more. So what seems so scary at once suddenly isn't. But you don't know that before you do it. So sometimes I also tell people, otherwise do baby steps. Maybe you don't need to do the big step at once. If you're really scared traveling alone, do a little trip alone first. See how it feels. And then little by little you get the confidence to take the bigger step. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I totally agree. Okay, thank you so much for telling your story. It was super interesting. Okay, thank you for watching this episode. Like it and subscribe on my YouTube channel if you want to see more, and also follow me on social media, and I hope to see you in the next one.